welcome again. This is MJB, and today I have a new video about the CBC. Remember, CBC is a new curriculum that is almost replacing the 844 system that has been there since 1985. And remember, this CBC has got several examinations beginning from early years uh, to basic education level as well as to the university level. But now I will start by letting you understand about the classes that we have in CBC, beginning from the first one, that is PP1, to the last one under the basic education. Then after that, there is university or college education. So to begin, there is what you call pre-primary one. Pre-primary one is the one which is abbreviated as PP1, and that's when a child is expected to join at 4 years old. And then after that we have PP2, which is pre-primary 2. There a child is supposed to have 5 years old. And after that we have grade 1. Grade 1, a child is supposed to have 6 years old or to be 6 years old. And we have grade 2. In grade 2, a child is supposed to have 7 years. Grade 3, a child is supposed to have 8 years. And grade 4, a child is supposed to be 9 years old. We have grade 5, where a child is supposed to be 10 years old. And grade 6, where they are expected to do their examination to end primary school. They should be 11 years old. Then at grade 7, that is junior school, the learner should be having 12 years. At grade 8, still under junior school, a learner should be having 13 years. And at grade 9, they should be 14 years old. So take note of this so that when your learner joins school, you will know the age that is required. So as we go by, we have to understand that we have several levels in this particular program. That in the early years, that is in PP1 and PP2, the learners come to school normally to prepare themselves before they join school. That is preschool, because they have to be prepared before they join school. They have to take 2 years before joining school. And now, from that PP1 all the way to grade 3, there is an examination. All those classes mark what we call early years of education. That is from PP1 to grade 3. They mark what we call early years education or early years of education. And at the end of early years education, there is an examination which is done in grade 3. And that exam is called KEA. That is an abbreviation, and which means Kenya Early Years Assessment. Kenya Early Years Assessment is supposed to place learners to the next level, that is to grade 4, where they begin another level of education which is called MS or middle school. Middle school begins from grade 4 all the way to grade 9. And remember, as learners reach grade 6, they will also do another examination that marks the end of primary school. And that particular examination is called KPSEA, that is in short form, and it means Kenya Primary School Education Assessment. After that examination, learners will be expected to move to junior school, still under middle school. They are expected to move to junior school, which is JS. Then at the end of grade 9, these learners are expected to do another examination that marks the end of middle years education, and that is Kenya Middle Years Assessment KIMYA, KMYA. That means that it is the examination that learners expect to do at grade 9 before they finally choose pathways to senior schools. Remember, after doing grade 9 examination, these learners are expected to choose careers that will place them or pathways that they will follow at senior schools. And remember, each senior school in the near future will choose or will be given a particular pathway. And this pathway will enable the learners to pursue the course of their choice. We have some pathways. One of them could be the art and sport pathway. We have social sciences pathway. We also have STEM, which means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Those are the three pathways that will be followed by learners after grade 9 as they join junior school, not junior but senior school. So when they go to these senior schools, these pathways are also classified, or they have some categories that we call the areas of study under each pathway. We have when we look at the art and sport pathway, there is what we call performing arts track. There is what we call visual and applied arts track. Still under that, we have what we call sports science track. Under social sciences, learners will be expected to have humanities track. There is languages track. There is business studies track. Under STEAM, which is science, technology, and engineering, as well as mathematics, these learners will expect the following. One, pure science track. There is another track that we call applied science track. There is what we call technical and engineering track. And lastly, there is career technology studies, CTS. It is called career and technology studies. Thank you so much. And what we need to understand further is that after the end of 3 years in senior school, these particular learners, remember in senior school there is grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. Those are 3 years. By grade 12, they will do an exam that we call KCBE. KCBE, which means Kenya Certificate of Basic Education. That marks the end of basic education, which ends at grade 12. So thereafter, learners will either go to work, join work, as well as they can continue with their learning in the colleges as well as universities, depending on their interest and qualifications. We also need to understand that there are several ways in which learners assessed, and the way they are assessed is shown exactly. The teachers or the facilitators are aware of those assessment areas or expectations. The following illustration will be able to explain how this particular structure of CBC is outlined right from PP1 or pre-primary 1 all the way up to university level and workplace. This is now the structure of CBC beginning from PP1 all the way to grade 9 as well as the senior school. As you can see this structure, we have what we call I, or early years of education. This one begins from pre-primary 1 all the way up to grade 3. And there is an exam that is done at grade 3 that we call KEA, which is Kenya Early Years Assessment. And then from grade 4 all the way to grade 9, that is called MS, or middle school. And the middle school has got an exam at the end of grade 9, which is called KMYA, or Kenya Middle Years Assessment. And before that, there is another examination in grade 6, which is called Kenya Primary School Education Assessment, or KSEA. And then, as you can see here, we have a pre-primary, preschool. Preschool consists of 2 classes, that is PP1 as well as PP2, which means that a learner is supposed to have 4 years when starting pre-primary 1. In addition, in pre-primary 2, the learner is supposed to have 5 years. In grade 1, the learner is supposed to have 6 years. In grade 2, the learner is supposed to be 7 years. In grade 3, the learner is supposed to be 8 years. In grade 4, the learner is supposed to be 9 years. In grade 5, the learner is supposed to be 10 years. In grade 6, the learner is supposed to be 11 years. And in grade 7, the learner is supposed to be 12 years. Grade 8, the learner is supposed to be 13 years. Grade 9, the learner is supposed to be 14 years, which means that learners should be 15 years when they move to grade 10 onwards up to grade 12. So they are supposed to be 16 years in grade 11 and 17 years in grade 12, where they will choose the course of study in tertiary institutions as well as university levels. As you can see here, we have this examination in grade 9, which has been piloted in some schools, will be done in grade 9, and it's called Kenya Middle Years Assessment. The Kenya Middle Years Assessment is KMYA. Now, when learners get to realize their potential from grade 9, they will take 3 pathways. Each will take a pathway of their choice, that is either arts and sports science, we have social sciences, and we have STEM, which means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So learners, when they go to senior school, they will choose one of the career pathways that they will undertake in those senior schools. And thereafter, in grade 12, they will be able to do an exam that we call KCBE, which means Kenya Certificate of Basic Education. And remember that basic education begins at PP1 and goes all the way to senior school. The end of senior school, that marks the end of basic education, which prepares the learner to go to tertiary institutions. It is good that we understand that all these classes have got their preparation and examinations as highlighted, as I have shown here. That from grade 4 up to grade 9, it is called MS, or middle school. And from PP1 or pre-primary 1 up to grade 3 is called I, or early years of education. And early years of education have got their exam, which is done in grade 3, and that is Kenya Early Years Assessment. Remember, PP1 and PP2 mark what we call preschool. And from grade 1 up to grade 6, it is called lower primary or LP. From grade 4 up to grade 6, that is upper primary school. And from grade 7 up to grade 9, it is called JS or junior school. And from grade 11, not 11, but grade 9, 10, 11, and 12, that is senior school. Thank you so much for your time.